watch the movie, what's the notifications? Every movie, every stage, like whenever they get into each dream, how many notifications? Nolan, stop messaging me.
We are not leaking any confidential information. Please don't.
And that's it for our Christopher Nolan episode, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Yes, I got him.
The time you said like thanks for it, I was like, wait, is he doing the ending? I was like confused. Then he
Non-linear storytelling.
You got me.
Welcome everyone.
I hope I'm audible then.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Welcome.
Yeah, because we're doing a Nolan episode and I'm not sure about the sound mixing, I had to do that. Sorry.
Two jokes in one. Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of the Geek.
We should wear Roman clothes and all that, we should do that.
Oh, it's not a good start. Welcome everyone to the Geek Life Podcast, and in today's episode we'll be discussing on which Christopher Nolan original movie deserves a sequel. So that's going to be today's topic. This is going to be like our Christopher Nolan episode, sort of like we might again revisit some of his movies because we're huge fans, but yeah.
This is basically a filler episode for us.
Yes.
We didn't do any preparation. It's like we love the guy, we love the movie.
Don't tell it outside. Don't. Just...
We are honest fellows. We are honest fellows here. Come on, who are we kidding?
So, I mean, to be honest, after people see the intro itself, if anyone sees the intro, they will be like, yeah, it's completely off the rails. If you like more off the rails content like this one, be sure to hit that subscribe button and also check us out on Instagram for some reels and stuff like that I put out on a weekly basis that all of us puts out. We have a team of, I think I want to say 10 people, but I'm not sure. Nona keeps bringing new people in, But yeah, that's it. I think we have covered all the bases, the intro, all the bases. Yeah. So we'll jump ahead. So do you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
Yeah, man, do the honor.
So how the structure is going to work in today's episode is I'll first pitch my movie. I'll say that I feel this, not my movie. I feel like this pick of the movie.
No, it's our movie. Once you bought it.
Yeah, it is your movie. So first I'll pitch one movie. I'll say that why this one deserves a sequel and stuff. I'll base my reasons. Jay will either agree or disagree. Or usually he agrees. It's okay. Yeah.
We don't like conflicts around here. It's like a calm, peaceful, chill guy. It's like, yeah, fine, bro. Whatever you say.
Yeah, it's more about finding other people's train of thought and being understanding it. Oh, yeah, that actually makes sense. And after that, Jay will pitch his movie or movies on which he thinks deserves a sequel. And yeah, then we'll wind up. That's it.
So much credit you're giving me. So movies, seriously? Okay.
So, my pick. If you're just
let me take a guess. Okay, let's do that.
No. I told it to you before the episode shoot. If you're alarmed by the picture of Nolan kicking, it was the only one we could find that was kind of. We didn't know what to put as a picture down. So yeah. So my pick would be Inception. Now there was.
Wow, that's surprise.
Bad acting, So, my pick would be Inception, which I think is the most obvious pick for many people. If you ask anyone which Nolan movie deserves a sequel, a lot of people might say Inception. Now, full disclosure, I'm very happy if we don't get a sequel also. I think Inception works as a one standalone adventure. I don't think you need to do more, but I have my reasons as to why we would, why a sequel could be a cool idea. So I think Inception was, there was a sequel. There's always a sequel talk on Inception because whenever Nolan makes a new film, people be like, oh, is it a secret sequel to Inception? I think this happened even when Tenet was releasing. People are like, oh, I mean, thankfully it didn't happen when Oppenheimer was releasing. That would be weird. That was dream.
I mean, see, if we wait few more years or possibly decades, you never know.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that because Oppenheimer, people thankfully didn't think of that as an Inception sequel. Like
Okay.
that would have been very
That
weird.
would be very weird.
But see, I think with Inception, the entire movie is sort of following Cobb and his
Hmm.
journey. But throughout the film, he's also introducing, Nolan is also introducing this concept of this dream sharing machine that they have, how they're going to
Yeah.
execute it, what is the mechanisms involved. So the exposition actually goes till almost the third act, like
Yeah.
almost like until the sequence where the van sort of goes and hits the free flow. Even there you have exposition of, wait, we can do this, we can do that. So I feel because a large amount of the movie is devoted to explaining the concepts of how this dream technology works, you kind of I mean, Nolan still has lots of fun with it because we go through, I think, four
Yeah.
dreamscapes, I think, four levels
Three.
of dream. Three was what they planned. They also go
Okay,
in
and the
limbo,
fourth
right?
one.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
also go into limbo. So I think he still has a lot of fun, especially with the action scenes and all. But I feel like you could have even more fun because it's a
Yeah.
dream. So the imaginations are like endless. You can do whatever you want, especially with the
Yeah.
action scenes and everything. And
That's true.
I do feel with how the technology is now, you could do even more than when it was in 2010 when Inception
Yeah.
came out. Like it's like
Actually.
14 years afterwards after that. So that is my one point of why I think it could get a sequel. I think secondly also I feel like I don't want the sequel to focus on Cobb's story because I'm like that is done dusted. Like I don't even want a cameo from DiCaprio in if they ever make a sequel. I'm like yeah,
I would want like a Michael Caine's type of cameo.
so why I'm saying I don't want Cobbs is that because that ending is still so hotly debated. Is it a dream?
Okay.
Is it this thing? So you kind of, if you brings him back, you kind of throw away that illusion maybe, because then
Okay.
they're like,
Yeah, that's a fair
like
point.
so.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want them to bring Cobb back. I would love for them to either focus on a new character, and other reason why I don't want Cobb, I don't want his expertise and all because he's like he knows exactly what is going on. Like
Yeah.
he's the one who has the most knowledge. I want to see a new team sort of tackle this, like who doesn't know anything about how to do this and stuff like that. That's one idea that I have. Second
Yeah.
idea is I feel like Tom Hardy and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So
Oh,
their
man.
combination actually works really well, like Eames and
Actually,
Arthur. So I feel like when I rewatched the movie yesterday, I was like, man, there is like so much potential for just these two characters. And
buddy cop sci-fi movie.
exactly, like because they didn't really realize that much,
Yeah.
because we had to like the Cobb story took up a lot more of the time for the movie, and I mean they didn't have to do anything more for Inception, but I would love to see those characters followed more, and we dive more
Yeah.
into their backstories and everything like that. So that is one. And other idea that I have for a sequel is that maybe like the origins of this dream sharing technology. So there's this one dialogue where he says that this was invented by the military so that they can do practice sessions and everything. But like I think that sounds fascinating. Why did they have to do that? Like you
Yeah.
didn't need that earlier. So there, I feel like there's a big story there that could be unraveled. So those are like my 3 points of why I think Inception could get an awesome sequel. What
I
do you
mean,
think?
I definitely agree to like most of the point. As we said, we don't like confrontation around
Yes.
here. But yeah, it's like but jokes. But those were just like the science of that movie has so much potential. It's just it almost like wants me to have a series based on
A
it.
TV show, right?
Yeah, and it would be cool if like Jonathan Nolan could do it
Yeah.
because now he's sort of taking first Westworld now with Fallout. So I
Fallout.
hope it would be like it stays in the lineage of the Nolan family, and maybe Christopher Nolan will finally like go
He
off
can
his
maybe he'll direct a few episodes. I mean, I never seen him do
yeah,
TV, but
yeah, he has said ki I don't think he's gonna do it. But with Jonathan doing it, maybe he will
maybe he
like make
might.
an appearance. Anything, like it would be really fun for
Like
him to.
weirdly, the old, not old, like like network style TV shows, like you have the
Yeah.
CSI, NCIS, and stuff like that, where it's always like a murder of the week, like that one episode would be solving that murder or
Yeah.
doing that. So weirdly, Inception structure of like heist drama going
Yeah,
you have like I'm not saying they should do that but you can sort of build like each episode is like going into new person's mind and sort of doing a
And
heist.
while we just started talking about it, and then I realized True Detectives is like the first season, especially is like
Yes,
one of the
yes.
great, like
Yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
really good show.
Yeah.
and it would, like we were discussing, a buddy cop sci-fi movie around though, like Tom Hardy, and so it should be a one mini series, like
Yeah.
5 to 6 episodes, and they try to pull on another, heist or whatever they are trying to do, and it just goes absolutely unhinged. Like,
Yeah.
because with series you have the budget, you have the time, you don't have to rush things on, you don't have to throw everything on. That would be really cool. Like, I know we started as a sequel ki
No,
what
no,
could it
but
be.
it still works because,
Yeah, yeah,
see, I feel like 10, 15 years ago, what I said would have most probably happened. Where if
yeah,
they were going to do a TV show, they would be like each episode new adventure. Because
yeah, that's true.
that point of time, they're gearing towards audiences who might not watch all the episodes. So one day they'll put on the TV, they're like, oh, news, new story. They don't have to know anything before. So
Yeah,
but now it's not that. Now people like serialized storytelling. They like more continuation. So I think now they would do this like a mini series, where maybe you will have one crew and, like, again, no, I don't think Caprio will ever do like a TV show, but I think you can maybe get Tom Hardy, Josh Gordon-Levitt to cameo here and there.
that's why I said ki, because in True Detective, that's what they were doing,
Yeah,
right? They
yeah,
were
yeah.
taking two big names in the Hollywood and
True.
pairing them together, and that would be so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like you just said, ki, I'm like, yeah, that's
I mean,
I'm. It would be
again, we
really
don't
sad if
need
we
it.
didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Nee, now I need it because the idea is there in my head now, and I can actually conceptualize and visualize. Now, like, arey, yeah, that's such a golden
It's
opportunity.
the
Okay?
mechanisms of the whole science fiction involved is
Yeah,
just too exciting to not explore again.
exactly.
That's what I
Yeah.
feel. So I have one more idea,
Oh,
like
okay. Yeah, I
like
want to
a
hear that.
video game.
Yeah, Nolan said
He
there was
said,
one.
right. So I
Yeah,
remember, I could not find that article again, but I know he said that like
he
he
said
had
it.
a
He
video
said,
game idea on Inception. Because if you watch
it-
the movie,
yeah.
every WhatsApp notifications,
Huh.
every movie, sorry, every stage, like whenever they get into each dream, how many notifications?
So
Nolan, stop!
popular.
Nolan, stop messaging me.
We are not leaking any confidential information. Please don't,
He
ban
hates
us or what.
smartphones. That picture is him kicking a smartphone. Like you can't see it from.
Awesome.
Like so.
Improv.
What I'm saying is each of that level, like it starts off with a new adventure. Like whenever you start, like when they first get into the sort of rainy world, not rainy world,
Yeah,
rainy dream of I think Yusuf's dream.
yeah.
Again, it's like they just appear. It literally feels like game assets, and you just spawning into that world.
Actually, yeah, yeah,
And then
that's
again when you go, so I don't know. I feel like that also. I mean, I have no idea how the mechanisms will work, and my knowledge
yeah.
on other because usually when this section comes, people will like you can do it like this video game, but I don't have a this right now because I only play like maybe the Arkham
No,
games or
but
Vice
I
City.
think like even though like the idea is so novel in a way, whereas like it would be cool if it's something completely new,
Yeah.
because of course it can follow the basic structure of the like the story oriented gameplay, but the gameplay would be so much fun. Like if you can, there was this one game. Okay, I don't want to discuss it. Should I discuss it?
Go ahead. Don't worry.
So there is a game called Ratchet and Clank, which is like a PS5 game in the for the
I've heard
sequel.
of
So
it. Yeah.
what they do is like they like instantly teleport from one universe to another while playing.
Ah.
So there's like a portal, and they just you click the button immediately. There is no loading screen. That was like one of the highlights of that game. There was no loading screen. They immediately got to. So it's like while you are playing the Inception game, and you like immediately get teleported to some other dream dimension.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
that's gonna work, to be
It's
honest,
like
because
even that Spider-Man had that feature, right? Like the
yeah,
teleporting.
sorta,
Yeah, I mean,
sorta.
you can like take the map and you can just choose, and immediately, like without any loading, it
Ye-
would just
Yeah,
go
yeah.
into that.
So
But
it would be really fun. But yeah, like I
I
am
think a
glad. This
game,
is
like it should be like some really, like, it should be like a AAA title, like something like
of course.
really
I
like.
think WB can do that.
So
Then
WB is like WB Montreal, right? WB
yeah,
Games
they have
Montreal.
it.
They have
Yeah,
that publisher. But
that's a
I mean, I don't like again. I'm not that knowledgeable to say like which publisher or which developer should
even
take
I
it
don't
on,
know.
but I think it's a cool idea. I hope someone
I
does
think
something with
someday
it.
but that's the thing. We need to have like Nolan sign off on this,
Yeah.
because that's very essential.
So did you
Otherwise,
hear about that? Like there was a Dark Knight game in development, and they
oh,
were waiting for Nolan sign off, but Nolan didn't sign it off. Like he was
ah,
not happy with. I don't know if he was not happy or he just was not into the idea of that game. But yeah,
yeah.
he did, like
I
so.
mean, if you want to make a Batman game, you could do a Batman game and not like
No,
cash
this was a
grab
tie-in to the Dark Knight. This was the Dark Knight game, a tie-in to the Dark Knight. But yeah, Instead of that, we got the Arkham Asylum ones. I
That
think
was pretty.
this was supposed to come out the same time as that, or I think 1 year after that, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think I would have loved just to ride the Tumblr to the cities. I would have loved to have seen the game. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I think I am done with my pitch of which movie should actually get a sequel. Now on to Jay as he explains.
So yeah, you will not see it coming. The movie which I'm gonna list it. It's definitely not like I already told you before. But yeah, it's like for me, like I took a lot of time to think, but then I was like, Tenet is the one which I want to see the sequel of, for like a couple of reasons which I'm gonna list. First is like, see, it's not a bad film by any means, but for me, it's like the least
The
best.
weakest,
No,
the
yeah,
weakest you can say.
let's go with least best, like
Yeah.
politically correct. Let's go with yeah, least best Nolan's movie. And so the idea of inversion has so much potential, just like we were discussing about, like the
Same like the
dreams.
dreamscapes. Yeah.
Exactly, it has so much potential. And I think that's so the for me the problem of the movie was like in most of the Christopher Nolan movie we have a core point, like pretty much everyone know about it. Like in Inception, it was like the father's journey to like get back to his
You
children. And
you you mean core emotional point, right? Yeah.
yes,
Core emotion.
exactly.
Yeah.
Core point. So, but in Tenet, that got sidelined by the science, which took so much of the screen time. In Inception, like even though like you said, the exposition was going on till the very end, but it was molded in a way where it was like you were not uh, trying to understand it till the last minute. What's happening? It was?
Yeah.
Once you get the idea, like okay, it's fine, it's very manageable, and whatever is happening. But with Tenet, after midpoint, I lost it. I thought, okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Okay. I don't get it at all. Once the both things started, I'm like still to this date I have not get it. And you know what? I really feel bad because I have watched it 3 times. It's like, what's happening? I cannot. That's why I said, like, because he wanted to do so much things in that one movie. That's why it's a long movie.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah.
think it's usually that long. So that's why I feel. And as I was talking about the core point, look, that got sidelined. I really love the ending of the movie where like Robert Pattinson and John David Washington has having the common conversation. For me, this is the end of something very beautiful, but for you, it's like I still get chills. Like
Yeah.
see, that's the potential of the movie. And we have like sparkles of it throughout the movie, like really really good sequences. Of course, like aside the whole inversion thing, that's great, no doubt.
So there was
But
that
yeah,
plane crash.
bro, what was like the whole, what
That
pisses me off
highway
about,
chase reverse sequence. Like,
and that's what I'm saying, like I get, like that's the one regret I have with the movie, because that action sequences were so damn ahead of its time and so good and so unique. It's like, but it didn't get enough appreciation because the whole movie didn't get the prop. And it's like fine, that's how it works for most of the movie.
yeah.
But if you watch the third act of it, it's like absolute, when people talk about, like it should, like people should go crazy boinkers and unhinged, like that's what he did. So two troops were trying to invade at the same time, one from future, one from past, and just like absolute, like at and I love how Nolan, like he's pretty much aware. So he himself put this line, don't try to understand it, feel it. And that's what I did in the third act. It's like I'm not gonna spend more time in like what's happening and what not. I'm like, okay, this is really fun. In at least rewatches, I should get it, but it was just so hard. I was like, I could not. So that's where I feel if he could have a second chance at it, I feel he's gonna do a much better job at it. Like really, really. So for me, I think
I
those are
so when you said about the core emotional point, right? So even for Inception, I read somewhere that I think Nolan itself said this, that DiCaprio is the one who pushed him
yeah, he was
to
the one.
keep
Yeah.
putting the emotion into Inception. And somewhere I feel like in Tenet, because I think in Inception he was after Dark Knight, he was still in that high, but
Yeah.
DiCaprio is kind of like a superstar, right? So maybe he was able to sort of advise Nolan more, whereas maybe in Tenet it was more younger actors, so
Yeah.
he didn't like have anyone to like sort of advise him to like push the story in one
Yeah.
side, because I don't think Nolan ever like throws away his objective, but he's open to constructive criticism. Like he would
Of
actually
course.
listen and try to put stuff into the script. So I think DiCaprio was able to do that, but I mean, after he has never worked with DiCaprio after that, so I don't know. But
No, but I think like it's better if like, see, of course we would love to see another movie like with those two
yeah,
pairs. Like there's no point about it. But it's like I think in time it should happen. It's feel rather than like okay, let's get these two together and
Yeah,
do a
yeah,
movie. I know neither of them works like that way. So that's the like if it's worth the wait, let's wait. So it's like it's but
no,
I think
but
that's
what
a
I'm saying is
great
like,
point.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that emotion part, I think that got silent because, and the emotion wasn't like I it's almost like I'm quoting Inception, where you're like the simplest core idea, like where
Yeah.
Inception, it's like he just wants to get home to his kids.
Exactly.
If you say
Yeah.
Interstellar, also Interstellar also has a very pure emotion of him wanting
True.
to reunite with his daughter after
Yeah.
doing the whole. So it's always very, even if you look at the Batman
Very
movies,
simple. Yeah.
even the Batman movies, the emotion is very this thing. But I won't get into that because those are like more simpler movies compared to his
Yeah.
originals. But
Of course. Yeah.
if you look at his more maybe complex movies, I think it's Inception, Interstellar, Tenet. I think these three are probably his most complex movies, and I think
Yeah.
in the other two movies, the emotion line is very like simplified. So I think Tenet deserves one more like sort of
Yeah.
swoop at it, because I think where he can sort of simplify the emotion, do something like that. But my thing is, for Inception, I didn't want the core, like I didn't want DiCaprio back, but here I kind of want both of them back, John David Washington and Robert Pattinson, because I think we are not
Oh,
done with them.
dude. Yeah.
Like I feel like you kind of can have one more adventure with them, you know?
Yeah, it's like this scrap. I don't think they're gonna like do a clean slate, and there's a possibility we are never gonna get Tenet sequel. I don't think like Nolan wants to do sequel to his movies.
Yeah, the
It would
entire
be
episode is redundant
the
actually.
most yeah. But the like just I just want to visualize a day where it's like it's revealed that Nolan's next movie is Inception 2. And just like the absolute shock people will go through
Yeah,
what, no way is doing it, but yeah,
that's
it
true.
would be really cool.
But yeah, I think that's it for today's
Yeah.
episode. We are coming to a real ending, not the fake ending, which I did in the start. Thanks everyone for joining in today's episode. Let us know which Nolan movie you think deserves a sequel. Which is your favorite Nolan movie? Let us know in the comment section. And yeah, like for next week, we are a little bit blank. Like
We have a
yeah,
schedule, but
we have a
neither of us.
schedule, but
It's a surprise, bro.
no,
It's a
but if
surprise.
you have like we know Shelly recommended
Right.
Monkey Man to us, so we have that in the pipeline. So, but we will think of how to like frame the episode in a way. So, let us know in the comments if you have any ideas of what episode we should cover next week. So, I think that's it for today's episode. That's it, guys. See you next week. Keep geeking out.
Keep I like that. Keep kicking out. It's like like hey, keep kicking out.